welcome to Podnutz Daily for July 15th, 2008. How's everybody doing out there? Good, I hope. Let me get rid of this stuff on the screen here. There we go. This show is going to probably be pretty long. There's been a lot of calls, and I got a couple emails I want to read. And I was thinking about, saving some up and saving them for another day or the next day. And then I just said, forget it. I'm just going to do everything today. So we might be looking at like a 20-minute, half-an-hour show today, but it's going to be full of stuff. Okay. First off, the database program that I could not remember was called Alpha 4. I was thinking it was called IWOZ 4. It's called Alpha 4. It came out in the Windows 98 era. And this guy, a customer of mine who came in, he was a sports historian. He was writing a book. I thought he was using the word processor from Alpha 4, but actually what he was doing was collecting stats of golfers. He's going to be releasing a book of all documented golf tournaments that have ever been done. And he said has not been documented before, so that should be pretty cool. If you're into golf. He uses Alpha 4, and what he wanted to do was save stuff from Alpha 4 onto a CD drive. And what we were trying to do is help him, achieve that and try to get everything directly to a CD drive. But the only way we could do it is with Nero. He would have to save stuff from Alpha 4 onto his hard drive and then move the file from his hard drive to a CD drive. Alpha 4 doesn't have the capability of copying directly to a CD, so we still fixed up a couple other things on his computer, and he was happy about that. And at least he knows now how to make CDs, because he was trying to send floppies to his publisher before, and they don't take floppies anymore, I guess, at his publishing company, so he had to learn how to put stuff on CD. Very cool guy, though. Next job I did today, okay. It was an on-site job, and here's what happened. Customer called me and said that his internet connection all of a sudden stopped working. And also his network printer stopped working. So I went to his house, turned on his computer, everything seemed fine. Now he was running ZoneAlarm security. I think it was just a ZoneAlarm firewall. Now for those of you who don't know, a Microsoft patch that came down on Tuesday pretty much broke ZoneAlarm for everybody who had the ZoneAlarm package. So ZoneAlarm and Microsoft, I think, had to hustle around a little bit and get that fixed up. But if you are a ZoneAlarm user and your internet suddenly stopped working, it's because the Microsoft update that came down had something in it that stopped the firewall, stopped you from getting on the internet if you're using ZoneAlarm. So it basically broke ZoneAlarm so you couldn't get on the internet, which is kind of ironic because you need to get on the internet to get the fix for the update. But here's how you fix it. You take the ZoneAlarm firewall setting from high, bring it down to medium, go online, download the fix from ZoneAlarm, install that, and then you can turn the firewall back up to high. I guess when you turn it to medium, it gives you firewall access. So it's good to stay on top of tech news because I probably would not have known that if I didn't know that ZoneAlarm was having this problem. If you stay on top of tech news and you're like, you got your ear to the ground, you can use these things when you go out and do these jobs. So I was happy that, I think I was listening to Buzz Out Loud and some of Leo's stuff, maybe Security Now. They were talking about ZoneAlarm being broken, so that helped me out. The other thing we did today was Acronis, True Image, cloning a hard drive. Now, what we had in a customer's computer was a hard drive that was not in good shape. The smart feature of the hard drive was telling us that it was not working properly. So, here's what we did. The customer wanted all of her settings and everything to be almost exactly the same because we were installing a new hard drive. She wanted all our settings to be the same on the new hard drive. So we used Acronis True Image. And what that does is it makes a clone copy of her hard drive onto the new hard drive, and hopefully does that before her hard drive dies. So what we tried to do is clone her hard drive onto the new hard drive, but her whole old hard drive was so messed up that it would not work. So here's what we did. Backed up all of her vital information onto a separate hard drive from her hard drive. That's the My Documents folder, the favorites, anything on the desktop. You look in the program files for QuickBooks because QuickBooks likes to store information in the programs files folder. We went into her documents and settings and looked in local settings in Outlook Express folder to make sure she's not using Outlook Express, because those emails are hidden, or that folder's buried in the documents and settings folder. And then also got the Microsoft Outlook file, the PST file, and backed that up. And then looked at the root directory, and any other vital things that we saw in the root directory, backed them up. So now at least we know we have everything off of her hard drive, so we can continue to try to clone it without worrying about losing all of her data. So after we got all the vital information off of her hard drive, we had some room to play with here. I ran, actually it was my dad, he ran ScanDisk from Windows XP. And the way to get to that program is to go into my computer, right-click on the hard drive you want to scan, go to Properties, Tools, Error Checking, and then in there you have the option of scanning the disk, and how it prompts you on how deep of a scan you want to do, and if you want it to repair errors. We checked the top block, which was to repair errors, and we let that run. It maybe ran for 20 minutes. After that point, we were able to start the cloning process on her old hard drive, but there's continuous errors in the whole cloning process. And Acronis tells you when it encounters an error, asks you if you want to ignore that error or cancel. So we just ignored all the errors. Hopefully there's not so many errors that it's going to cause the clone to be a bad clone, but it's just dragging along. Her hard drive is literally about to die, so it's good we got all of our information off of there, but we're still going to try to clone it, because if we can clone the exact image of her hard drive onto the new hard drive, then we have a working image on the new hard drive with no worry of the hard drive crashing from a hardware problem. So the new hard drive, it's still running now. We left the shop. It said there was 4 hours left. It's running terribly slow. It usually goes a lot faster than that. But because her hard drive is so messed up and dying, it's taking a long time. But we'll see how it is tomorrow. Still, Acronis is a great program. It's got a real easy interface, and it's not Acronis' fault. It's doing a good job so far. We're trying to get away from using QuickBooks in our office to manage the accounting for a computer repair shop. And we went online searching for good computer repair shop accounting programs. We looked at Microsoft has an accounting program, but then we tried to see if there was a customized program just for computer repair shops. We did find this one. It's called TS-Man. I guess that stands for Technical Support Management or something like that. It's called TS-Man. It's made for a computer repair shop. It keeps track of all your invoices, estimates, orders, all that kind of thing. And we're giving that a shot. We're trying to integrate that into what we have now over at the shop. We're still using QuickBooks. We don't have too much time to spend working on TS-Man, but as I find out more about that program, I'll let you guys know if it's something we